Greetings all. This briefing on the discussion of the problems of popular culture is now called to order. But first, I would like to thank and recognize the presence of our respected committee members, Ms. Helena and Ms. Adersol, Committee on the Subject of Nature of Popular Culture, Ms. Levy and Ms. Jossel, Committee on the Subject of Comparison of Cultural Forms, and lastly, Ms. Danica, Committee on the Subject of Form of Popular Culture. Good morning, everyone. For an orderly procedure, I would like to provide my statement regarding the etymology and definition of culture. So, the term culture is infamously elusive. In fact, in 1952, the American anthropologist Grover and Clucon conducted a rigorous assessment of concepts and the terminology relating to culture, culminating in a compilation of 164 meanings. Isn't that fascinating? But for the sake of this discussion, I will be presenting definitions from different authors about the etymology and definition of culture. So, culture, derived from the Latin verb colo, or in an infinitive form, coler, means to cultivate, to tend, or to till. And over time, the use of the word culture is associated with the characteristics and knowledge of a certain group encompassing language, religion, cuisine, values, habits. Taylor defines it. Culture is a complex whole which includes knowledge, beliefs, arts, morals, laws, custom, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by the man as a member of society. And according naman kina Alfred Grover and Clyde Clucon, culture consists of patterns, explicit and implicit, of and for behavior acquired and transmitted by symbols constituting the distinctive achievement of human groups. And last definition is from Raymond William, defined as culture, a general process of intellectual, spiritual, and aesthetic development, a particular way of life, whether of people, a period, or group, the works and practices of intellectual and especially artistic activities. So, with this information at hand, we can safely state that culture encompasses a vast array of meanings and interpretation, reflecting its complexity and significance in human society. It encompasses not only tangible expressions such as art and cuisine, but also the intricate patterns of behavior and beliefs that bind communities together. Understanding culture requires a recognition of its multifaceted nature and its profound impact on our identities and interactions. Kaya naman, we must also discuss the different types of cultures in our societies. Alam nyo ba, esteemed members of the committee, that we have 17 types of culture. So, let's enumerate them all. Una, meron tayong material culture. This is the goods and artworks of a certain culture. Pangalawa naman, we have non-material culture. Ito naman yung mga ideas, norms, and values ng isang kultura. For example, as Filipinos, we have the culture ng pagmamano. Pangatlo, we have corporate culture. Kultura naman ito ng mga organisasyon, particularly in the business environment. Fourth, we have popular culture. This culture naman is yung mga nauuso sa society natin. For example, trendy clothes or popular music. The fifth is folk culture. Kultura naman ito ng mga ethnic small communities. For example, in the Philippines, we have tinikling as our traditional dance. Ika-anim, global culture. These are the values, practices, and traditions or products that transcends boundaries of countries. Ikapito, we have subculture. Kultura ng isang grupo mula sa malaking kultura that might have been from the parent culture or binago nila nang naaayon sa kanilang kagustuhan. Eighth, we have counterculture. These are the culture naman na sumasalungat sa parent culture or sa mga nakagisna natin. Ika-siyam, youth culture. This revolves around the culture ng mga children, adolescents, and the youth. For example nito is, di ba, yung mga kabataan natin or kahit tayo nung mga bata tayo, mahilig nating gawin grills or retainers yung balat ng chocolate or ng honey. So, the next one is we have high culture. High culture naman is considered to be of high value. Madalas makikita natin ito sa mga upper class sectors of our society or yung mga tinatawag nating burgis. 11th, we have the low culture. Pangmasa naman ito, pangkalahatan, accessible and available to all. 12, we have national culture, kultura na nakagawian ng isang bansa. Next one, we have cyber culture. Ito naman yung mga gawi sa technology and internet. For example, kapag ka nagte-text tayo, nagchat tayo. Kapag ka in all caps yung types natin, it might signify that we are shouting or just simply emphasizing. The next one is we have consumer culture. It revolves around the aspects of spending money. For example, sa pagiging kuripot natin or sa pagiging gastador. 15th is we have dominant culture. These are the values and practices that are predominant in a given society. The next one is we have ideal culture. Ito naman yung mga ninanais ng society na ma-achieve sa culture nila. And lastly, we have real culture. These are the actual values and practices na nag-exist sa society in real time. So, that is the compilation of 17 types of culture in our society.